Welcome to the 2024 Best Ever Gala for Marian University. Best ever. What about next year? I think this is the pre-show for the Taylor Swift concert. Trying to figure out exactly how to top the best ever, and I saw that big image of Taylor Swift on the front of the JW Marriott, and I thought we should probably put our president on the horse riding into the football game next year on the front. John Fink, I think we need a sponsor. Before we get started, I do want to recognize John Fink and the tremendous gala committee, our event director, Katie Smith, MBSA Events. Phenomenal job. This is the best gala ever because we all have the power of the M. We have exactly 2,001 people here tonight. A record crowd. 2,001 investors, alumni, students, board members, and friends assembled tonight to celebrate the courageous leadership of Marian University. This is also the best ever gala because Marian University is perhaps the best that it's ever been at nearly every level. For you Taylor Swift fans out there, you might say we're in the best ever era. I know, that was pretty bad. That's okay, we had to do it. Let's talk about our students. You know, it wasn't that long ago when Marian University enrolled fewer than 1,300 total students. This year, we not only welcomed the largest freshman class in the history of Marian University, but we brought in more than 1,300 total new students across all of our campuses in 1 year. Witnessing this growth amid the many challenges facing higher education right now speaks volumes about the distinctiveness of a Marian education. Our Marian education with a commitment to our Catholic Franciscan tradition. How about our investors? A quality education is not possible for the students that we serve without you. Tonight, we are proud to announce that through your generosity and the leadership of our gala committee and our sponsors, that we have raised a record amount of more than $3.5 million. This is the best ever gala. You know, it wasn't that long ago as well, right when the president started more than 20 years ago, that we were raising around $1 million per year. I started 12 years ago when we were raising around $1 million per month. Last year, we secured more than $1 million per week, securing almost $70 million for students at Marian University. Truly remarkable. Making a Marian University education accessible to the students that we serve is only possible because of the generosity of friends like you. People don't invest in Marian University because we need it. Everybody needs money. Every nonprofit organization needs money. You invest in Marian University because you know the impact that we have with this great Catholic university in this great city on the state, the country, and the world. That's the power of the M. That's what you sign up for every day. We have so much to celebrate. We have so much to celebrate. Later this evening, President Elster will offer further proof of Marian University's distinctiveness and share details about the next steps in our bold and courageous journey, leveraging the power of the Klipsch Educators College to launch the Riverside Education Innovation District, where we will partner with local schools, nonprofit organizations, businesses to create a vibrant hub that serves our community and enhances lifelong learning for every person. I'll let President Elser talk a little bit more about that later. Now, though, let's turn things back over to our good friend and courageous leader, Raphael.
This is what happens to you when you go into transition. Never been the same since I left Channel 6. Yeah, look at me. 50-year-old man and a scarecrow costume. Listen, everybody. While you are eating your salad before even saying the invocation, that's okay, you're going to hell. That's okay, don't worry about it. But you keep eating because we have a tight program. I hope that you do feel the love tonight. This event, for me, as you know, because I come back, is about just the love in the room and what you do in your various schools and colleges. So I hope that tonight you have a chance to, not when I'm talking, but when other people are talking, to talk to each other. Share the love. Now this year the program threw me off because normally the nuns were on this side. These people are not holy. This is Sinner's Row right here. This is all, these people in this first row, what table, let me see. Table 9 through whatever, hell, all hell right here. Unheard of. 5 years, that heaven was there, but now, Gloria Santissimo, the sisters are here. You are all going to heaven. Congratulations. Now back to the script. Welcome. It is good to have you here for the best ever Marian University Gala. While we don't want to keep the we want to keep the OST theme going on, we first of all want, of course, give a round of applause for all the brains that are here tonight. Hey, haha. If you are a Marian University student or an alum and there's so many different campuses, I'm just going to read a few. Don't get salty on me. Blame Channel 6 if you don't like my commentary tonight. If you are a student from Indy or Ancilla or the St. Joe program or maybe the Wood College of Osteopathic Medicine and all the schools and colleges, you know who you are. Please rise and be recognized. Alums. Where are my alums? Where are the knights? Let's go. Hey. There we go. All right, sit down. Enough about you. Sit down. It's not about you. It's about me. No, it's about you. It is about you. The heart of this beloved institution. You are all part of that heart, of that beating heart. Will the esteemed foundresses of Marian University, the lovely sisters of St. Francis of Oldenburg, please rise again and let us show you some love. Ladies and gentlemen, the sisters again. Tables 7 and 8. As you know, I get around. This is my 63rd event of the year. I have another 15 to go. One of my favorites. And I get to meet a lot of interesting, cool people because we live in a city and a state with amazing human beings that every day give their best in some capacity. I don't believe that people are negative. I think we have much more positive things going on. And among them are your alums. And I see this lady working really hard to make education better. For me, as the son of immigrants, education is a great equalizer. So when I see this lady doing her thing, and she comes with a Marian badge, it's like, I see you, I see you. So now let us turn our attention on this evening to meet more courageous leaders from the Indianapolis community with great things to say about Marian University. Ladies and gentlemen, I draw your attention to the video screens.
representing District 12. I'm grateful for Marian University's bold commitment to uplifting our city's neighborhoods, especially in the near Northwest area. Marian is taking a courageous leadership role as an anchor institution in our city and in our state. By planning to create an educational district and revitalize the area surrounding its Indianapolis campus, Marian University will not only enhance pride and safety among neighbors, but will also foster a newfound confidence that will surely ripple across the city and the state. I'm always impressed with Marian University, and I'm enthusiastic to contribute to their exciting journey.
Hello, I'm Scott Davison, Chairman, President, and CEO of One America Financial. All of us at One America, and particularly my wife Lorraine and I, have been so privileged to watch Marian develop over the last decade. It's really been incredible to see how they've expanded their reach to change the world for good through the young people that they serve. Each of us are proud to be part of this amazing Marian family, and I can't wait to see what Marian does next. Thank you for your support, and thanks for being part of this courageous community.
Marian University drives real progress in our state. Their growing enrollment speaks volumes about the distinctiveness of the education they provide, and it's clear they are meeting a real demand in our workforce. Marian's commitment to preparing educators through the Indiana Literacy Cadre and the Klipsch Educators College are particularly inspiring. By empowering K-12 educators, they're not only strengthening our schools, but they're shaping the future of education in Indiana. Marian's boldness in embracing new challenges and venturing forward with courage is exactly what we need to keep Indiana's educational landscape moving in the right direction.
Can we give them all a round of applause? As you know, hey, we do the Nutcracker together. Mwah. See you in December. Okay. As you know, I hate the stage because you're out here, and I want to make sure that you are awake and not on your phones and doing things on Facebook Marketplace. So I want to make sure that you know that tonight is about you, and we want you to feel really good about this place you call home. Whether you're an alumni or a visitor tonight, I hope you're having a good time. Right, 108? You look fantastic. You look like sharp. I mean, I have no idea who you are. You're probably like the second president in charge. You are?
The second president in charge.
Good for you. Okay, all right. Have a good time. So we want to make sure that you all feel the love, right? President Elsner, the team, they've been working on this for several months now. So we want to make sure, good evening, how are you? Come here, let me just talk to you. Hi, yeah. No one told you to sit in SeaWorld. Come here. Who are you? Quickly, we don't have time. This is unscripted. What is your name and why are you here tonight?
My name is Gail Smith, and I'm an employee of CareSource.
And why are you here tonight?
To celebrate Marian.
That's what I want to hear. Okay, thank you. I mean, ooh. Hi, table 86. How's you doing? All right, table 62. Cheers to you. So many alums, so many great people, putting their education at work every single day. I was talking about this one young lady that I've seen numerous times in her place, working with young people. She's an amazing leader, just like many of you in your own industries, in your own cubicles, in your own remote places or your own corporations. She also carries the power of M. And tonight I'm so proud that I could spend really, the prompters will be wondering, where is he going? Because sometimes when you know people's heart, you don't need a teleprompter. And when you travel around our city and our state, and I see many of you, I could talk about you all day long because I can see what you do. And for me, actions speak much louder than words. And this woman is about actions. She's a proud, here I'll read this part, a proud 2023 doctoral degree recipient from Marian University's Klipsch Educator College. Please welcome one of your very own. Please welcome Dr. Mariama Shahid.
Good evening, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with all of you at tonight's Marian Best Ever Gala. I, like so many of you, am a proud public school educator. And for now nearly 3 decades, I've served students and families right here in Indianapolis. I knew when I was a little girl in elementary school, 2nd grade specifically, living on the east side of Indianapolis, 46 and Emerson, that I would one day be a teacher. And I remember remaining in this city to receive my education. I got my bachelor's degree here in Indianapolis. I received 2 master's degrees here in Indianapolis, all from different universities just 10 miles away from here. And though I said I would never do it, I said I'd never go back to school, in the midst of the pandemic, we all got a lot of crazy ideas in the midst of the pandemic, and I got the crazy idea to begin my journey earning my doctoral degree right here from Marian University. Marian's deep commitment to honoring a student's lived experience while pushing me to expand my scope was truly a shock to my system. Through all the years, I'd become quite adept in how to do school, but at Marian, I completely got schooled. I never imagined being moved to tears in a doctoral level class when pushed to interrogate what I believed as a leader and even how I led. Our coursework went to the core of who I was as a human being. And the experience that I had in the organizational leadership doctoral program, it changed me for the better, both professionally and also personally. I've learned that Marian's impact goes far beyond each individual student like me, and it goes deep into the Indianapolis community. The work that this university begins, it starts with the heart, and it starts with the heart to serve the community. And doing that is one of the things that I heard from one of my mentors many years ago, was seeing the need and then taking the lead. And as a school leader and public charter school founder, I know firsthand Marian's commitment to supporting the current work that's happening in K-12 while also investing in the future of our schools. Through their nationally recognized leadership in the science of reading, school leaders and schools right here in Indianapolis are getting the training needed to teach students how to read. Through the transformational program and their transition to teaching program, Marian is helping to recruit and also credential career changers in urban schools impacted by the national teacher shortage. And now through the Riverside Education Initiative District, also known as the READ Initiative, Marian Clips Educator College is in partnership with the neighborhoods and schools on the near northwest side of town where our school is to increase the lifelong educational attainment and access to educational resource to better our city for many generations to come. Clearly, Marian University sees the need and is taking the lead. What sets Marian apart is their ongoing courage to respond to the present and blaze a trail to improve the lives of the students and those students and families in our community that have never stepped foot on the campus of Marian. It's the courage and it's the care that makes me so proud to be a Marian alum. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be here with you guys tonight. Now let's turn our attention to the screens to learn more about this year's award honorees.
Individually, Mike and Rebecca are extraordinary people. But together as a couple, there's nobody like them in the state of Indiana.
Mike and Rebecca really had a partnership as it relates to Mike's role as chairman, president, and CEO of Lake City Bank when I joined the organization. Rebecca played an incredibly important role in helping develop, expand, and grow the bank in the footprint of northern Indiana.
Mike was a brilliant banker and had a whole range of a variety of leadership responsibilities of a civic nature, of a professional nature, and a great Hoosier. Rebecca, equally amazing, an incredibly compassionate, caring, thoughtful person for everyone in general, but especially the underdog.
Rebecca, she's got a golden heart. A golden heart, one of a kind. I've never met anyone who is so giving. She wants the best opportunity for everyone, especially our Spanish speakers. I think she's been excellent in making sure that there's a seat at a table for people that look like us. She was a farm worker. She worked out in the fields, she did the hard work, and then turned it around through education.
At their core, Mike and Rebecca both have an incredible commitment and dedication to a mission, whatever that mission may be. After nearly 50 years of marriage, they are still deeply in love with each other, and you see that each and every time you're with them.
Both of you, Rebecca and Michael, are very deserving of this award, the Franciscan Value Award. You both have walked in that walk and responded to every call that you've had.
Mike and Rebecca, it's been an amazing ride with you for the last 40 years. Your friendship, your partnership, your mentorship, and your guidance has meant so much to me.
It would be impossible to find people that would deserve it more, that will reflect the values of the Franciscan order more than the two of you. And you do it for all the right reasons. So congratulations to the two of you, and congratulations to Marian University, both for selecting you and for the remarkable success of this incredible institution.
We are so honored to receive this year's Franciscan Values Award. Growing up as a migrant worker, we had so many people that extended a helping hand when we needed it the most. That had such an impact in my life that I have devoted myself to living those Franciscan values and sharing them in my community. Knowing that the Marian students have embraced the Franciscan values and will take those values in their communities gives me great hope for the future.
Rebecca and I would just like to thank Dan Elsner and the family here at Marian for honoring us with this award. You know, Indianapolis is a better place because of Marian University, and we're very proud to support it.
Rebecca and Mike, would you please join us on stage this evening to accept your award and take a picture with President Elsner? Please put your hands together tonight for Marian University's 2024 Franciscan Values Award winners. Congratulations. Felicidades. We are now pleased to share more about this year's Purdy Innovator Award recipient. Ladies and gentlemen, señoras y señores, I draw your attention to the big screens.
Mike Wells and I have been friends for over 30 years. We first met really getting involved in a number of community activities around Indianapolis. When he makes a promise, he's going to get it done. And he does not just talk the game, he truly delivers the game. And it's been my privilege to call him a friend for many years.
When I think about Mike's leadership and the example that he has set, I think about, of course, the fact that he's run a very successful business. But I also think about his willingness to spend his time in various activities that are really volunteer contributions. I think that's what a mentor really is. Obviously spending your time, but also setting an example of what kind of a person you should be like based on the values that you exhibit.
There are certain people that in my lifetime that I would say have lived the Scout oath and the Scout law. And Mike is definitely one of those. He serves as a true servant leader. He leads by example. You can see his faith demonstrated through his leadership and his leadership skills, and as he passes those on to others. He's very concerned and very dedicated to helping instill leadership qualities into young people. He's also very dedicated to people that are underserved or underprivileged.
Mike is certainly a man of faith and has incredible values and incredible integrity. And he understands the value that Marian brings to this community, that being the Catholic university in this community is critically important. And he takes a great deal of pride in being able to support that and being recognized in that fashion.
I believe that this award actually calls out things that we would all want to be acknowledged for. A willingness to spend our talents in service to others, to be a leader who makes a difference. And I think the best way to measure leadership is really by impact. Have you made a difference? Whether it's personal achievements or volunteer activities or personal example. In all those ways, I think Mike Wells has been an exemplar and made our community and our state a much better place.
Mike doesn't do things for the recognition. Mike does them because of the right thing to do. And because his faith is very strong, and he feels very strong about instilling leadership capabilities in individuals and making sure that they are growing up the right way and also helping others. So Mike's had a tremendous impact, not only on me and through our friendship, but also in the city of Indianapolis and our state.
Mike, congratulations on receiving the John A. Purdy Award.
There is no one that's more deserving of this than you. Congratulations and best wishes.
Mike Wells is a tremendous individual. He's a great servant leader, and he's always giving back to the community. Congratulations, Mike.
I am truly honored to receive this award and to share in the mission and values of Marian University. The success of Marian University has been brought about by a vision, by determination, and by hard work. Thank you, Marian University, for honoring me with the John A. Purdy Innovator and Mentor of the Year Award.
With the power of M, Mike, would you please join us on stage to accept this year's John A. Purdy Innovator and Mentor of the Year Award. Congratulations to you and thank you for all you do. Muchas gracias y felicidades. One final video. Let's learn more about our beloved Dillon Family Distinguished Alumni Award winner. On this evening, yet again, I draw your attention to the video screens.
On Monsignor's much younger sister, although he does introduce me most of the time as his older sister. He has always had a great sense of humor, and I think he gets that from my father. He loves to play practical jokes, and he played a lot of practical jokes on me, and still does to this day.
Joe and I we knew each other from the time we were in seminary. He's older than I am. Say that again, he's older than I am. We vacation together every summer. Those have become very important times, I think, for both of us, just to kick back and relax. And as you can imagine, pick on one another a great deal.
When we became engaged, Larry said, we had to go to the rectory and talk to them so we can get married. So we walked across to the rectory, knocked on the door, and said,
we want to get married. And Monsignor answered the door, and that's when we met him. And he married us.
He baptized all 5 children. So he has been a part of our life for a very long time.
Monsignor Shadle's sort of like DNA is being a teacher, but also a big component of who Monsignor Shadle is being a priest. I can't imagine him living his life in any other vocation.
I think Monsignor knows so many people because of what he's done in his life. He just has a gift of always having the right thing to say at the right time. And he always uses a little bit of humor, which is icing on the cake.
He has that vision, but he also puts people in place and draws people in to fulfill that vision. And that's truly him. That's truly him and his faith and how he connects with people in a one-to-one basis.
I have learned from him that truly providence does not fail. You've got to believe in yourself and believe that God, and through prayer, you're going to be able to conquer whatever this is that you have a challenge for right now.
What he's done has made a difference. And that's what we all want, is that we want to know that whatever we've done with our life, we've made a difference. To me, this award just recognizes that he's done that throughout his life.
Congratulations, Monsignor Shadle. This is such a wonderful award, and we are so thrilled that we have been such a big part of your life, and you have been a big part of ours.
This is a very fitting honor for you, and we're very, very glad to celebrate with you.
Joe, we are so proud of you for receiving this prestigious award from Marian. I know our parents are in heaven watching you right now and are so proud of your success. Congratulations.
The fundamental core of what Marian really is hasn't wavered. It's the same, and I think Marian has continued always to make a very strong effort to take somebody where they are, to respect their dignity and their beliefs, to bring them along according to the Catholic tradition. Marian is where I was lucky enough to receive what I think we call the Marian Promise. I thank Marian University, President Elsner, and all those who had a participation in this for honoring me tonight, and all those who walked before me with the Dillon Family Distinguished Alumni Award. Thank you very much.
To know him is to love him. On this evening, we honor Monsignor Shadle. One more round of applause for all of tonight's honorees. Okay, friends, I know you're hangry. Not in the script. We've reached that time of the evening when I like to believe I'm hearing the thunderous roar of the power of the M emanating. Good job. From each and every one of you. I know you're hungry. I get it. Before we dive into that delicious meal that so many hands have prepared on this evening, it is key, as you know, to pause and give thanks. Here to lead us in that moment of gratitude and reflection is someone who understands the value of the timing when it's time to eat. He's a good guy. I get to introduce him twice a year, here and during the Gala for Catholic Charities, as well as Catholic Education, and to support the Simon Brute Seminary. Often people think that we work our shtick. We don't. We only see each other twice a year. I think for him, it's one too many. But he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Ladies and gentlemen, señoras y señores, Archbishop Charles Thompson.
Twice a year and one too many, it's two too many, but that's okay.
When you're a journalism major, counting and math are not your thing.
Amen. Amen.
I thought, your mom called me tonight.
I have no doubt.
She still likes me better.
I have no doubt.
But she calls me Raffy. She goes, Raffy, Charlie has to, loosen up a little bit. I said, but Mom, Charlie leads a church. I mean, he can't be crazy like Raffy. He goes, but what can you do to help him out? I said, well, I'm going to this Marian thing tonight, and maybe I can get the dude. So I think I have an idea that maybe your mom will enjoy you more tomorrow. You want to give it a shot?
We'll give it a shot, but my mother never wanted me to be called Charlie. Otherwise, everything else is okay. I'm going to trust. I trust you more than I trust Monsignor Shadle. That's not saying a lot.
So you know, Marian, the power of M, is taking us on a journey through the yellow brick road. I think it would be appropriate, and your mom would love to see you in the spirit of the event. So I think that maybe you should help me help you. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to put on the Tin Man. Watch. I think you should join in on the fun. And, oh, yes. Oh, don't you worry. I called Amazon. I think, Archbishop, can I?
Who am I supposed to be?
You are the lion.
The lion, okay. So I'm not the flying monkey or the wicked witch, okay.
Before we go to prayer, could you imagine what the Pope is saying right now? As he's watching Vatican News TV. Breaking news in Indianapolis tonight.
Do you think this is the worst thing the Pope's got on me? I'll take that from you.
He's a good guy. Ladies and gentlemen, our Archbishop, Archbishop Thompson.
You never know what this guy's going to do. Oh, for the love of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. The Lord be with you. Let us pray. Gracious and merciful God, you surround us with your mercy, your wisdom, your goodness, your beauty, and your truth. You bless us with the mysteries of the universe. You continue to send us prophets and wonderful people to teach us your law, to teach and plant it in our hearts and our minds. You guide us with those who bear witness to your undying love. You sent us your Son to teach us by word and example that true wisdom comes from you alone. It is through the Blessed Virgin Mary that we come to Jesus. You send your Spirit upon all who are gathered here. We pray that you send that Spirit upon all who are associated with Marian University, especially the Sisters of St. Francis, the administration, the faculty, the staff, the students, the families and benefactors. Fill them with your wisdom and blessings. Have mercy on Raphael. Through the intercession of Saints Francis and Clare, under the protection and inspiration of the Blessed Virgin Mary, namesake of this wonderful university, may we provide bold witness of missionary discipleship through word, sacrament, and service of faith. Bless the food, the drink, and all that we share this evening, that we may continue the mission entrusted to Marian University with the joy of the gospel and fidelity to our crucified and risen Savior, Jesus Christ, who lives forever and ever. Amen. The Lord be with you. May God bless and keep us, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Go Knights.
class of 2025, and I'm majoring in history and global studies. At Marian University, we respond to our calling without reservation. We are courageous, always faithful, and joyful in our work. We embody the power of the M.
I am not a slice of cheese. Or as we would say in my casa, queso. How's everybody doing tonight? The best part about this event, when you have 2,001 people, and you have people sitting in Alaska, and in Guam, and in Puerto Rico, is that you're having a good time. And I can sense that because just listen to you keep talking. I love it. Shh. I'm gonna go off script for just 1 second. I've learned that post-COVID, you always have to recognize people in the room that you just, bump into. Now, this person made the mistake of standing up. Had she not stood up, I'd have no idea she was here. Pero ¿qué pasó? There she was. I go, la señorita está aquí. She's here. I just have to say, as I talked about, right? We get it. Marian University. Here, there's the lights. So many of you do amazing things, right? And you do it in partnership with other people from other places. Back to the yellow brick road. So here's your lesson for next year. Don't stand up. Don't stand up and wear what I'm wearing. Don't do that because I will see you. Yeah. Our journey along this yellow brick road where we've talked about the power of M, the courage in this room, the heart in this room, the brains in this room will come to an end with the silly costumes, but will never end because of the amazing alumni around the world that carry those things in their heart every single day. It is almost time to hear from the man behind the curtain. Who could that be? But before we get to that, please, I'm going to welcome out the student, and then I'm going to go home for the evening. And so I want to say this to you and break out of the Wizard of Oz phase, because then I have to go. I want to remind you of a different thing. I love musicals. I'm from New York City. One of my favorite musicals is Les Miserables. Amazing, amazing. So I want to leave you with these words before I introduce Lucy. I want to remind you that at the end of that musical, I'm going to be a spoiler alert, when people are dying, the best words in that musical, when you love, when you love, when you love, when you love, you see the face of God. Go back and watch the musical. Go back and watch the musical. As Valjean is passing away in that last song, when you love, you see the face of God. And so I hope tonight, as we continue this program, as I introduce our last two remaining speakers, as you leave this place with your Marian pride, Marian Nights, that in the heart, when you love somebody, you see Jesus. What about that? Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, Miss Lucy Woodrum represents the Marian class of 2025. Please welcome out Madam President, Lucy Woodrum. Lucy, on behalf of all the munchkins, so that'd be I. Hold on. The Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild. We present to you the M. The power is now in your hands. Ladies and gentlemen, Madam President, Lucy Woodrum.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Raphael, and that's hard to follow, Tamika. Thank you so much for being here. You're such an inspiration to us all, especially growing up as a basketball player. You're inspiring. Thank you. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. As the student body president, it's truly an honor just to see how many people really support us students. And my name is Lucy Woodrum. Tonight, you guys have all inspired me, just being surrounded by so many people that have made Marian University what it is today. Sharing what this incredible place means to me is something that I already feel like I do every day, so I'm thrilled to be able to voice that to you all tonight. I grew up in a small town in southern Indiana with very humble beginnings, but big dreams. When one day, my senior year of high school, I got a call from the Marian University cross-country coach. I didn't know much about Marian at the time, but I was encouraged to come on a visit to campus, and it was one of the best things that I've ever done. When my recruiting visit was coming to an end, I just felt like I could hear God whispering to me, "Lucy, this is it. This is where I'm calling you to be." But at the same time, I was scared. I was scared to leave the comfort of my small hometown and embark on this big city adventure. But in the back of my mind, I knew that I was called for more. So that very next week, I left campus and I committed to Marian. In my freshman year, I started on the cross-country and track teams, finishing my first semester with a 4.0, being awarded the NAIA National Scholar Athlete Award for my performance in the classroom. Then, at the end of my freshman year, I was introduced to this group called the Women of Marian. Where are my Women of Marian out there? Yeah, love you guys. The Women of Marian taught me to never underestimate my values. Whether in the workplace, on the track, or in my community, I know that my contributions matter. And because we are women, we are so powerful. And as an 18-year-old girl, that's all I needed to hear to go all in on chasing my dreams here at this beautiful university. This group of ladies taught me what it truly means to be a servant leader for the Lord and just give as much as I can to my community in every way possible. Now, I stand here as a senior, and I've never been prouder to call myself a Marian Knight. This past year has been full of incredible opportunities and blessings that I wouldn't have had without the support I've had here at Marian. First, I was selected as a 2024 Indianapolis 500 Festival Princess this past year, and I was also awarded the NAIA National Scholar Athlete Award for the 4th time. In addition to my studies, I help captain the women's cross-country and track teams here at Marian, where I lead our weekly Bible studies. Along with that, the two most rewarding responsibilities I've ever thought possible, I'm the president of the 1851 Student Circle, which is the Women of Marian Society, my favorite, and I'm truly blessed to serve as the Student Government Association Student Body President this year. All of these experiences, truly the living proof of the power of the M. Marian University isn't just an institution to me. It's a place where we're not only preparing for our careers, but we're preparing for a life full of meaning and purpose. God has put dreams and desires on each of our hearts to go out into the community and do big things. And I know Marian is giving the foundation for us all to do that. Here, the Franciscan values are not just taught in the classroom, but they are lived out by each person on campus in everything that we do. They inspire us every day to recognize and honor the unique worth of each person individually and give back generously with the blessings that we've been given. And I feel like Marian is the true testament to how much you can truly give back. Working with the students, faculty, staff, and our senior leadership almost daily at this university, I know that we're not just growing in numbers, we're growing in purpose and in excellence. It's a place where we all thrive, no matter what, academically and spiritually. We leave Marian with more than just a degree and a fancy frame. We carry the lessons, friendships, and values that shape who we are and who we are becoming, delivering that Marian promise that we all love so much. Marian is my home, and it will always be, as I know it is for so many of you all too. The friendships, the support, the lessons, they stick with us, guiding us into this crazy world no matter what it throws at us, just becoming the best versions of ourselves. And truly, there is no place like home. Thank you. And now, from one president to another, I would like to introduce the president of Marian University, Daniel J. Elsner.
kind of a hard act to follow. Good job, Lucy. She's a good president. I hope you say that when I'm done. 4-0, I mean, she's really something. By the way, that's one of our average students. You ought to see our really good ones. But we keep those, they're all studying. They couldn't be here tonight. I invited some other ones, but they were busy. We're going to talk a minute about leadership. We're going to talk about gratitude. We're going to talk about living gratitude. Then we're going to talk about going forward. And then we're going to say goodbye so we can dance and just have a really good time, right? So, some years ago, I remember having a discussion, and I remember John Leckleiter was there, a bunch of us. We used to have this scholarship dinner at Marian College, and we had a small little gym. We have a nice arena now. And there was a debate about, well, we get enough people now and it's full. What if we go downtown? And then someone said, well, there's a smaller Marriott. And then this was coming online. Wells and the White family got this built. So John Leckleiter looked up. He said, listen, folks, quantity has a quality all its own. And isn't this quantity and quality all wrapped in one? The other thing, when you raise over $3.5 million in one dinner, did we ever announce that yet tonight? I don't know. By the way, thank you. You're very generous. But when you do that and you see this kind of spirit and you see this kind of excitement, what do we say? We say, you know what? I think it was a really good idea about 20 years ago now, we started talking about, let's make a big pivot and take beautiful Marian College and build a great Catholic university in this great American city. It'll have much bigger impact. And we went out with confidence, and people said, you know, like, Elsner, what in the hell are you talking about? So just to prove we were serious, we built a medical school. And that's going along good right there. I have a few of them at my table. They're wonderful people. But what I really want to say is this community is awesome. We said, let's take it downtown. We're going to build a great university. Most great cities in America have great universities, plural. They're magnets for talent and transformation, economics, culture, social advancement. And without them, you're just going to be an average city. Well, when you see this kind of a crowd and this kind of generosity and this kind of enthusiasm, we made a good decision to build this great Catholic university for this great American city. Thank you very much. Another reason this gala goes so well is because people like Lucy, but also because we give a good bit of thought, not even say prayer, to who should we honor, who would reflect our values, and who would be exemplars of what we want to be about at Marian University. And, you know, you could be lured into the idea that institutions, family, schools, church, government, brilliant businesses that employ a lot of people, great universities, just happen. They're hatched. We're lucky we get them. Great institutions are very much, who did that? They're trying to trip me up. That'd been kind of funny, actually. Well, I didn't break my leg. Very important line I was just going to deliver. Great institutions are interdependent with great leadership. Great things happen in the world because leaders step up. They step up and they fight for something that matters. You know, there's Ronald Reagan made this famous speech on Omaha Beach. I watch speeches in the morning when I work out. Great speeches, not average ones, really good ones. And Ronald Reagan, when he was standing there, people, if you want to go watch it, it'll inspire you. But he took some lines from a guy named Steven Spender, And it's a poem, The Truly Great. And in that poem, there's a couple lines I love. It says, lives fought for life, and the vivid air was signed with honor. Isn't that a beautiful line? Lives fought for life, and the vivid air was signed with honor. In large part, that's what we celebrate tonight when we celebrate these three wonderful people. These three wonderful people that made such a big difference in our lives and city. I talk about leaders. Who conceived this building in the middle of downtown? Not square, but circular, half moon. Monsignor Shadle was a little disappointed that, is it Taylor Swift? I really don't even know her name. He thought when he came downtown that his picture would be up on the JW. He's just a humble priest, you know what I mean? That was the first thing. He walked in and filed a complaint with Beth, my wife, and said, hey, what's the deal with Taylor Swift up there? I thought we were honoring me tonight. But the fact of the matter is, it took great leadership by the White family. Mike Wells helped build this company, all this employment. Now this is a part of an icon. Our event is part of one of the great social, cultural events in the city every year. We wouldn't be here without leadership. He fought for this. How do you figure it out? How do you get the zoning? How do you get the financing? How does it go? I have the pleasure of serving with Mike on another board. Mike doesn't talk a lot, but when he talks, everybody listens. And you know, it was really neat to see Jim Morris taped his session and died just 2 days later. I know it was the last testimony he did. And so there was something really poignant. There's another leader. He fought for this city. You don't get it for free. Somebody has to conceive it, cultivate it. I always like that line. They say Martin Luther King, but I've never been able to find it, but he should have said it. He said, good leaders are the custodians of hope, right? You paint a picture of hope, you build hope, you keep growing. And Mike, I think that describes you here in our community, working for schools and doing things for your school district. We appreciate you. And then I've had the great pleasure, you know, Rebecca actually has an honorary, she's actually Dr. Kubaki. We miss, because she has an, yes. She has an honorary doctoral degree from Marian University, was our commencement speaker. It was beautiful. Mike builds this amazing bank. You heard all about it. But I think one of the great things in Mike, and you know, Rebecca was a migrant farm family. This is a great country, folks. This is a great city. This is a great state if you want to make a difference. But they brought the heart of the fighter to this, to build a great family, to build a great bank. Marian University, we put her on our board, and I remember, God bless him, Jerry Simler was, hope I don't need the glasses. They're fogging up. But Jerry Simler was on our board. He said, we ought to get Rebecca Kabaki on this board. That was like a brilliant decision. Talk about a guy that helped build institutions. And we started looking at our Latino and then we population, and we started looking at what would impact we could make in the Latino, and they would make positive impact on Marian. And we had about 4 or 5%. Now it's over 20%. They're leaders on campus. She took that committee. There's a strategic plan, very generous. Other people have joined in. And the future of our leadership in this city, coming out of the Latino community, out of our little sweet Marian University, is going to knock your socks off. Rebecca's a fighter. Monsignor Shadle, so much to advance Catholic schools. Probably one of the worst jobs in the world is being a vicar general, because the bishop's in charge and they do the things that are really nice and fun and holy, and you clean up messes. He's kind of like probably working for me. But anyway, I get to do the fun stuff. So Monsignor has given his life over to the church, over to service, spiritual well-being of folks. And it's pretty remarkable, the outpouring that came. We said we were going to honor him. And part of the reason the room's a little overstuffed, I did ask Mike Wells if they could add on next year, Because this is the best ever, so what's going to be the bestest ever, right? We're going to have to figure that out. But Monsignor, and especially being an alumnus of Marian, what a lot of people don't know, Monsignor, before he became a priest, he was a disc jockey, a teacher, and a principal, which isn't a bad training to become a priest. And in your remarkable alumnus, he was on our board for many years. He's a board member emeritus. Always kept things light and fun at board meetings, and he was very courageous. I remember when we were going to start our football team, and that unnerved a lot of people. I mean, we didn't have a field, a coach, or a full-time AD, just little things like that. No locker room, no weight room, no nothing. And everybody was coming down to the vote, and boy, there was tension in the room. We were getting ready to vote, and I said, well, we could delay it another. And Monsignor said, for God's sakes, we've been talking about this for 2 years. The president wants a football team. Let's go. And we got the whole vote. We didn't have one holdout, did we? That was awesome. So you have to have courage if you're going to be a leader. That's what builds institutions. That's what does it. So one of the features of tonight, you've all been so generous. We've raised over $3.5 million. We have endowed scholarships in Mike and Annie Wells' name now, and that'll be beautiful, and our students will appreciate that. We adding to the Kabakis, and we're doing so many things to bring folks that are newer to our country by and large, and just doing wonderful things. And then Jim and Jerry Huntington and John and Carmel Brand said they would chair this event. We had our first meeting, and usually there's this long, intense, thoughtful discussion about what should we name it. And I don't know who said it first. Let's just make sure it's the best ever, and said, okay, that's what we'll call it, best ever. Now that's going to put us in a pickle next year, but for this year, it's the best ever. Thank you guys so much. You did a great job. Ooh, they had their pictures up. Then right after that, they said, let's do something really special for Monsignor Shadle. So those two guys are like IRS agents. I mean, when they come after you for a donation, pay up or go to jail type of thing. Well, in a matter of months, they raised over $1.1 million to endow a chair in philosophy in that alumnus, Monsignor Shadle's name, and we are very thankful. Thank you, Monsignor. Well, that's the leadership part, and I want you to know those donations all make us very grateful. There's a script, I think I'll forget it. But I wrote the thing, but I'm now lost interest in it. So the fact of the matter is we are extremely grateful, and we're getting close to Thanksgiving. Now, another speech, I also do weird things like read President's Thanksgiving proclamations. Have you ever read those? Abe Lincoln's are the best, and I think he actually wrote them. I suspect John Kennedy was written by a guy named Sorensen. But remember, that fateful Thanksgiving right before that when John Kennedy was assassinated, right before he left on the plane, he signed off on the Thanksgiving proclamation. And John Kennedy had a thing about gratitude. He even talked about in his speech when he was not inaugurated, but blessed or sent out or declared president. I forget what we call that. That's inaugural ball or whatever. In his proclamation before he got on that plane, he said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget the highest appreciation is not to utter words, it's to live by them. The highest appreciation is not to utter words, it is to live by them. And I'm just here tonight to tell you, Marian University does not accept your gifts and sit around with a lot of committees and look at each other. We act, we move. We see needs and we address them, and you'll receive thank you notes from us and notes of appreciation, but my big thing every morning with my wonderful colleagues and our awesome board, we get up and do things real quick. record enrollment. Dr. Britt talked about it. Real quick, I think, oh yeah. We are now, this is my favorite one. Dr. Lowry is a researcher. He got his PhD at Vanderbilt, did Harvard postdoc. He said, President Elsner, can't find an example in the country where a college, purely undergraduate, is now a national doctoral research institution and will be soon one of 5 R1, R2 national doctoral research institutions of higher learning in the state of Indiana. I don't say that to brag, but it is literally amazing to do that right here in this capital city. We truly have built a great Catholic university, a national doctoral institution, and will be one of 5 R1 and R2 institutions in Indiana. Congratulations, donors. Some more doing. We started occupational therapy and physical therapy. Those will be rolling. We've got our directors in the deal. With a magnanimous gift of $29 million, we have had a good year of fundraising, by the way. The Wood family now, we have the Wood Family Medical School at Marian University. That'll make investments in yes. With these investments, you'll see great strides. Marian University has launched, Dr. Cliff Knight's in charge of graduate medical education. Now, our medical school will have residencies in the state of Indiana. We're working hard at that. You'll see a greater academic quality, keep expanding research. The nursing program, we're getting top students in our nursing. We have doctoral programs, nurse anesthesiology. These investments are booming, and all of our students get hired. Our fundraising success has already been announced, although 24 is better than last year. And last year we raised basically $70 million. But we never try to ask for money. We try to get things done and people invest. But here's what I wanted to say about fundraising. I could brag about the numbers. We give, but not like y'all. But you know, we only spend 4.76 cents per dollar in fundraising cost. We don't know of another university that spends less than 5 cents on a dollar to raise a buck. The industry standard's around 18. Now, our guys work pretty hard. They never go home. Like I always tell them, win or lose in fundraising, I'm going to love you, but if we don't raise a lot of money, I'm going to love you and miss you. So they work pretty hard. They love their family. The Whitsker School of Engineering is booming. We're busting all of our enrollment numbers. The faculty's great. And it's a full-scale operation. Soon, Dr. Tran and his faculty have a graduate. You know the glass part there on the 4th floor? That'll be where we're doing graduate. They went to business. Hey, our business school's booming. We focus on undergraduate business. We win national competitions against Baylor, Kansas, IU. We just came back last week. This focus on undergraduate education, so you leave there and get a really good job or go to a great graduate school. And we're hitting it a lick there. Our enrollment's never been bigger in our business school. Great, Dr. Roski's running it. We received a beautiful gift and created the Sister Norma Rockledge Franciscan Institute. There you go, look at her. That's the ultimate night right there. You know, Sister was a pretty nice lady, except for she had a thing about refs. And one day, I'm sitting there, and the kids are going in for halftime. We didn't get all the calls, and here comes the refs, and she says, "You pay a better attention there on there, ref. What are you doing?" And I said, "Sister, you can't yell at the refs like that." Well, they're not very good refs. We tell our student athletes not to yell at the refs, sister. But anyway, she's the ultimate fan. Our athletic programs are what they call champions of character, 5-star graduation. Steve Downey's running a great program. Graduation rates, academic success, behavior, leadership. And the last one I'll finish with is Eclipse Educators College. And as you can see, Marian University is making tremendous progress. Our gratitude is on display in execution of what we're doing. And I want to say this, and I've never been more amazed at our faculty and staff and all they're doing. We didn't go from a small college to a great Catholic university overnight, but we did it damn fast. And it takes wonderful people to do that, and it takes very generous people. We have a tremendous board since I've been at Marian, like since last century, I think. But anyway, we've had nothing but first-class chairs of our board, and our newest chair is Toby McClamrock, and he's off to a great start. Thank you, Toby, wherever you are. Well, we're going to close with what are we going to do next? Well, I want my board to relax. I'm not announcing a new initiative. We would at least discuss it. But we are going to take an initiative that's on a roll, because we're reading the signs of the times, folks, and basically I'll start with this. This country, our community, can no longer, we've got to go to war on this and fight, no longer go along with the low academic achievement and the low educational attainment that we see in our state and country. We cannot tolerate it. We cannot. And we, as you know, because you've been investing in it, some years back, we actually closed our School of Ed and reopened the Klipsch Educators College. Dr. Britt, who is up here tonight, is an amazing leader on our campus. We gave him, said, build a world-class School of Ed for us. And we called it Educators College. We beefed up enrollment remarkably. Most universities, their lowest GPA students are in the School of Ed. We went out and recruited kids that have an average of just around 3.7 to come into education. It's more diverse than any School of Ed in the state. These students are awesome. We've raised $120 million for the Klipsch Educators College and the outreach we're doing. We hired the leading educator in the state, Dr. Leanne Kajkowski, to run the whole, yeah, there she is. Representative Bob Benning's running the outreach program we call the Center for Vibrant Schools and the Literacy Institute. We just got little pockets. We've got little fan clubs out there, and they're taking off. I'll tell you, interesting, the schools we worked with on the science of reading this year, in 1 year in Indiana, you'll think I'm exaggerating, but you could talk to Secretary Katie Jenner of the state of Indiana. She called me. I started getting a bunch of calls on my cell phone. I thought, oh my God, what do we do? She said, Dan Elsner, Marian University, Literacy Institute, outreach, literally the growth in the reading scores of the students and the faculty you were working with in those schools you selected grew their reading scores 1,000% better than the average school in Indiana. Isn't that awesome? Folks, that's called expressing your gratitude and going beyond words. It's what you do. So, if we're doing so well, why am I talking about it? We're going to go another step. Indiana has world-class medical schools. I'm including you too. We have world-class engineering schools. Here comes E.S. Whitaker. Business schools galore, right? And all sorts of great programs. Indiana is going to have a world-class School of Ed called the Klipsch Educators College right here in this capital city. That's our next big venture. We got a big boost, mentioned it in Reed. Reed is the Riverside Education Innovation District. Lilly Endowment gave us a $25 million investment. We have the state helping us. We're going to bring in the Mind Trust, Early Learning Indiana. We're working with all these different educational entities, and we're going to take that neighborhood from Lafayette to Martin Luther King, 16th to 38th, and that area that presently, very diverse, a lot of challenges, English learning, We're going to make that whole area, not one school, not a little lab school, we're going to transform that whole area to a top performer in the state of Indiana. And we'll do it in 5 years. Now, you had that crazy little lion from the Wizard of Oz and the Yellow Brick Road missing. He missed Courage, right? I always get it mixed up. But folks, I know this is a big deal. And I know it's about a partnership. We're not going to run these schools. We're not going to run the State Department of Ed. We're not going to run each one of these operations. But I tell you what, in a partnership with a great research-based university, helping teach in the latest cognitive sciences and partnering, hands-on partner, bringing in the churches, we're going to talk to corporations. We're going to show if you all lock arms. We've been fussing in this country since the 80s when Terrence Bell, what the heck? We are a nation at risk. If a foreign country came in and did to our schools what we're letting happen, we would declare war. We've got to fight together. The schools can't do it alone, folks. That's been proven. Our teachers are working hard, our principals are working hard. Great universities, great businesses, great churches, volunteers need to come together in this cause. We will have 3 things that we will measure. The big thing, I should say 4, because the ultimate thing is we want the schools we work to be top 10% in Indiana. And we want Indiana to be top 10%. And we're convinced, and I know we're right, there's 3 things you have to measure. Number 1, do you teach kids to read? Your reading and literacy scores have to be high. There's just no question about it. There's no question. And we know how to teach reading. But universities, frankly, have to catch up. And we figured out that mousetrap, and we're working hard at it. Number 2, we have to teach kids mathematics, because through mathematics and reading, STEM goes just quite well. We got to be top 10% in that. And then there's a 3rd pillar that the students, the teachers will tell you, the principals will tell you. Character, civics, civil education has to happen in our school. But I will tell you this, if we're top 10 percentile in teaching people to read and literacy, mathematics, and how to be a good person, this will be one great state. There is no question. Now, we did have a little good news this week, and I wanted to share it with you. Jock didn't want to be here, but Jock and Penny Fortune, the late Penny Fortune, she passed on. We've been talking about this Clips Educators College and civics education and all, and well, he didn't want me to tell the figure, he said, because I don't want to come off as a braggart. But let's just say his gift's north of $20 million. It'll throw off a lot of money every year. So Marian, in addition to working with educators and schools, will have a lot of other programs. And we're in election season. Won't this be nice when we're successful? To advance understanding of a democratic republic, free enterprise system with civil debate and work on elections. That's what we're going to work on. So together with donors, we're going to advance. And I would tell you one other priority. We're going to make sure folks that now so often are left behind. We often think about the story of the Good Samaritan. There's a Van Gogh painting. I'm not an art expert. They'll put that Van Gogh painting, yeah, look at that. That's a painting, and before I close, I just wanted to leave you with this idea. In our city today, in the neighborhood where you have a great university, there's a lot of students who aren't even reading at basic level in 3rd grade. Now, we drive by those schools and those kids every day, and you do the work in the home with your electric garage door opener, and you go in there and everything's good. We have children, if we don't band together, we're basically going to be leaving them on the side of the road of society while we do quite well. as a Catholic university with values about the dignity of every human person, good stewardship of all God's talents, whether they're rich or poor, black or brown or whatever, this is not going to stand anymore. We have to band together. You know the story. Matter of fact, you see, I don't know, it's a Good Samaritan off there. I guess I got tired of it. But in this beautiful painting by Van Gogh, you see two people walking down the road. They passed up this guy. Look how hard the Samaritan trying to push this guy back up on the donkey, on the road to life and healing. Remember I talked about lives, fight for life, and leave the vivid air signed with honor. We've got to be like that Samaritan and say, every human person's too valuable. I know it's going to take a new commitment, a new set of teamwork, the best of learning science, but we can no longer afford in our country to let any kid not be their best, let alone our most vulnerable, underserved, and underprivileged students. It cannot stand. It'll ruin our economy. It'll ruin our culture. It'll ruin our society. It'll ruin our democracy. So join with us on that journey, please. So we've got the Fortune Institute, we've got Lilly Endowment, we've got the state, we've got the Wood family, all of you and everything in between together. And I want to finish before Sister Maureen comes up and leads us in prayer, and then we'll have a great big party, I guess you call it, huh? We've worked hard and we've accomplished a lot. I think we deserve a party. But before we do, I want you to take a look at this M with me a minute. You know, M, in the middle of our seal at Marian, was given to us by the sisters. The Blessed Mother was a rock. You know, Jesus, if you understand the gospel story and all. And when it got really rough at the end, a lot of us macho fellows didn't fight so well. They all ran for the hills. Matter of fact, if I remember, you know, I do remember, right? St. Peter actually bailed out. He said, I don't even know that guy. Who stayed with him? Everybody knows a mother never leaves their child. When we think about children and health care, we think about the vulnerable. Will a mother ever leave the vulnerable? In Latin, mater, mother, where do you think the word matter? What matters? What matters better than taking care of our young people and providing them a chance, especially those that don't have anybody to stand up? We're very privileged people. A university is a privileged place. We have to do this together. Monsignor Shadle often talks about his alma mater, Marian. Alma mater in Latin is bounteous mother, never quits giving, never leaves anybody behind. And anytime you hear Marian University, you see our seal or you see our little bulletin boards or propaganda, or you see me, say, how you doing, mother? You keep it after your work? Are you resilient? Are you fighting hard for every person in our community, especially those most vulnerable? Thank you for your investments. You're the best friends a person, an institution could ever have. God bless you all. Come on, sister.
Thank you, Dan. The Sisters of St. Francis, as you know, are the founders of Marian University. And we're very proud of the great university that Marian has become, and especially proud of the way the Marian University community has embraced our Franciscan values: dignity of the individual, peace and justice, reconciliation, and responsible stewardship. We are grateful to each of you for being here tonight and celebrating with us the best ever Marian University Gala. We are thankful for your friendship with and support of Marian University. As Franciscans, our special patrons are St. Francis and St. Clare of Assisi. Together, they founded the Franciscan movement, which has spread throughout the world. We sisters have a special blessing prayer adapted from the writings of St. Clare of Assisi and set to music by Sister Mary Gloria Gallagher, who taught at Marian. The sisters and associates would like to sing this blessing for you and your loved ones as a sign of our gratitude. And Marian's Sacred Choir will join us for this blessing. So this is for all of you, all your loved ones, to show our gratitude. Thank you.